कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा।
Hello friends, I am Sarvesh Sharma and we are discussing stock market tutorials, and for today we are going to take the last lecture from Basics of Stock Market series, how to select dividend paying stock. This lecture is for passive investors who want to keep the stocks for 3 to 4 years and they want to enjoy the dividend yield. So let's start. Before we start this lecture, this is a very simple process. I have divided into 10 steps where we have to follow a procedure, but there are some technical terms which we have used. So I would like to first of all clear those technical parts so that you don't face any problem. We will be one by one taking all the technical terms, and again when these terms will come, wherever they'll come, I'll explain it there also. So picking up dividend stocks, it is divided into 10 steps. First step is we have to develop a watch list. I have developed a watch list for you for 10 stocks. Similarly, you can extend this exercise. You can make an Excel sheet on the basis of this criteria. You can add more stocks, and accordingly you can change, switch, add, delete new stocks after every year whenever you review those stocks. Let's go to that watch list. We will go through that watch list again after going through 10 points. So this is that final watch list which I have made. Here the parts which we are going to discuss is what is the face value of a stock, what is the dividend yield, what is earning per share, what is PE ratio, what is going to be PB ratio. These things I am going to discuss with you. We have selected the stocks on this criteria, and these all are blue chip company. Again, I'll explain you what is a blue chip company. Just you can, for the time being, you focus at stock number 1, this Ashok Leyland. This stock is giving you dividend yield of 6.37% at present. What does that mean? That means if you are going to buy this stock at 47 or 48 rupees, on this investment you are going to make 6.37% per annum as per the track record of the dividend from last 5 years. This is last 5-year track record, 2015, 16, 17, 18, 19, and the last time they gave you 3 rupees per share. Face value of share is rupees 1, but you had spent 48 rupees, so your dividend will be calculated on 48 rupees. You are getting 3 rupees on every 48, 1 rupees on every 16 rupees. That comes out from it 6%. So why I have selected these stocks is because I am trying to compare it with the bank. Banking rate of interest is right now 7%, maybe 6.5, or in few banks they are offering 7% or 7.5% to senior citizens. So I have taken that benchmark. On the basis of that benchmark, I have tried to select the stocks which are giving better than banks. Ashok Leyland is my special liking, so I have selected that also. Otherwise, you see that Bharti, they are offering a yield of 9.42%, Balban Lorry 10.5%, Nelco 16%. So these are the few companies which are offering you interest rate, dividend yield better than bank. What the bank is offering. Bank is offering 7.5%. So here you can keep these stocks for 3 to 4 years. You will get a good amount of, handsome amount of dividend plus whatever appreciation you are going to get after 3-4 years. That will be in addition to that. Now we will we'll try to see that how these companies are consistently giving good dividend year by year. They started with 40%, 35, 56, 114, 115. So these dividends are on face value. Your effective rate will be on the amount of money which you have spent to buy this stock. So let's go back. We'll start with step by step. This is how we have developed a watch list. That's the very first step. That's why I shown you that how to make a watch list of stocks. The second step is how to look at the dividend yield. Again, I have shared that let's put a benchmark of 8%. Anything above 8% is going to be better than bank. And one more thing, if some companies are offering more than 8%, that means their dividend yield is very high. Generally, blue chip companies, you will find a dividend yield between 1 to 2%. But here our objective is to find out those companies which are paying high dividend. These companies are, why we are getting more dividend at this stage, because of 2 reasons. There are few public sector units which have to oblige the government to pay good dividend. So that's why most of the PSU have got high dividend yield. And second, there are some multinational companies. They are working for the shareholders who are sitting overseas. So they would like to give them a good returns. So they prefer this route of giving dividends to their masters, to their owners. So we will be looking forward to dividend yield for the years to come. if some company is consecutively giving better and better and better dividends, so we'll assume that in the years to come, they will also continue the same trend. So it is not that only we have to see the 5 years, because it's only I have given you this exercise. You can extend this further to last 10 years. You can see the record from last 10 years. All these records you will find on different websites. So one of the website I have mentioned here is moneycontrol.com. You can find out the records, and again you can find 10 years record. How that particular company is showing the growth rate for the last 10 years. You can easily find out, but some exercise you have to do. Now I talked about the glossary. There is at the end of this PPT there is a glossary also. So we will first of all we'll visit that part. We'll understand those terms. It will be easier for you to understand when I am talking about dividend yield. Dividend, what does that mean? Asset is something which a company owns. It can be either cash, it can be machinery, equipments, land, technology, it can be intellectual property right, whatever assets, whatever thing that has got value is asset to the company. What is the annual report? Every year a company come out with the financial information. It's a big book, contains lot of information. You have to see certain things. You have to concentrate on the initially on the very first page you will find a lecture by chairman or managing director. So you will have to find out relevant information related to dividends if it is published in that report. You will have to catch that. What's the bear market? When market is falling continuously, like in the current scenario during this time of COVID-19, market is falling. Ultimately the trend is towards downward. What's a bull market? When market is continuously moving upside, opposite of the bear market. What's a blue chip stock? A blue chip stock is generally big, large capital companies, large cap companies, which have got a very stable record, and they are continuously paying dividends, and they have got a very sound management and good management policies. Like Infosys, like TCS, these are blue chip companies. What is the closing price? Closing price is a settlement price for the day. In NSE, it is last 15 minutes average price. That's called settlement price also, at which the trade closes. What's a defensive stock now? A defensive stock is that stock which provides dividends continuously, which is having a very great record of dividend paying. Like this video we have developed today, it is on defensive stocks. Now what is a dividend then? When a company makes a profit, a part of that profit is given back to the shareholders. So this is called dividend. And what is a dividend yield? Again, as I talked to you, if you have purchased a stock at 50 rupees, that stock is of face value rupees 10. That means initially companies allotted that stock for rupees 10 and you purchased that stock at rupees 50 and company issued 100% dividend. So note that company will going to issue dividend on the basis of face value. So 100% of rupees 10 face value is 10 rupees. So 10 rupees you got it on by investing rupees 50. So for you it is 20% yield, and those people who bought it at 10 rupees, for them it is 100% yield. So your dividend yield is 20%, and people who bought it initially at the 10 rupees share at a 10 rupees, for them it is 100%. So dividend yield is different for different investors depending upon at what price they purchase that stock. I hope I am clear on dividend yield. Face value is a cash value. Initially, like a company can have a face value of rupees 10, they can have face value of rupees 5. Sometime you will find face value of rupees 2, and sometime it is face value of rupee 1. Why it is so, that also I am going to explain you here. Let's suppose initially a company issued stocks at face value of rupees 10. Now after 4 or 5 years, company performed so well that its stock performed so well that its price went say up to 500, 700. So at 700 it becomes little bit illiquid. So in order to increase the liquidity, what they will do, they will reduce the face value from rupees 10 to rupees 5. So if you will reduce the face value from rupees 10 to rupees 5, the person who is holding 1000 share, he'll get now 2000 share. But the share price of that company will come down by 50% because now you are holding double the number of share. So face value has come down by half, from 10 rupees to 5 rupees. Number of shares has doubled and price of the share have come down by half. So let's suppose if share was initially trading at 500 rupees, now it will start trading at 250. It will become more liquid. Similarly, after 5 years, again the stocks again goes to 1000 rupees. The company's performance was so good that stock is now at again 1000 rupees. So now what they will do, they will again try to bring down the price of share by reducing the face value from 5 rupees to 1 rupee. So what they'll do, face value of that stock is now 1 rupee. Face value has been reduced by 5 times. So share price will also get reduced by 5 times. The 1000 rupees share will be now at 200 rupees and your number of stocks will be more. They will increase by 5 times. So initially when you started with 1000 share, they became 2000. When face value came down to 5 rupees. Now when face value now has come down to 1 rupee, that your 1000 share has become 10,000 share. So more or less it has something to do with the liquidity, so that more and more people can buy at that price. So it is much easier to buy at 200 rupees rather than buying the stock at 2000 rupees. So it is more or less doesn't make any difference. Only the price of the shares keeps changing. So next term is earning per share. Now how much a company is earning on one share? Let's suppose a company says that earning per share of this stock is 6 and face value of that stock is 1. So that means for every 1 rupee, company is making 6 rupees. If face value of stock is rupees 10 and you say it is EPS is 6, so that means on 10 rupees they are making 6 rupees. So once you are talking about earning per share, the immediate question comes to your mind should be, what is the face value of that stock? That 6 rupees I am earning on what face value? On face value of rupee 1, on face value of rupee 5 or face value of rupee 10? What? Earning per share is linked with that. That makes more sense. Now what is a portfolio? A portfolio is a collection of investments, collection of stocks which you are holding. Now there is another term, price earning ratio. Your stock is having an earning per share of rupees 6 and it is trading in the market at the rate of 90 rupees. So 90 divided by 6 is your 15. So that means it is trading the 15 times its earning. Price multiple. It's also called price multiple. Price multiple of 15. That means whatever it is earning, it is trading 15 times. If you can remember, in our last videos, we discussed that we should enter into stock market at the PE ratio of 18 or below that. And we should exit at the P ratio of 25 or above that. So there is another term which you are going to see is book value. Book value of a stock is price at which if company is sold or dismantled, what a shareholder is going to get. The next term is PB ratio. Price of the share divided by book value. What is its ratio? You take the current price, divide it by book value. The number which you are going to get is PB ratio. Generally, for blue chip companies, when PB ratio comes near to 2, so PB ratio is going to come down when price of the share, current price of the share is going to come down because book value more or less remains the same for a year. If price goes down, your PV ratio comes near to 2. So when PV ratio is near to 2, it is very attractive. There's another benchmark to buy or sell a stock. Similarly, when share is started trading at the 4 times the book value, that is not an attractive rates to buy. That's a time to sell the stock. I hope I am clear. Let us suppose book value of a stock is rupees 20. So 40 rupees or below 40 rupees is the best time to buy that stock. And 80 rupees or above 80 is the best time to sell that stock. And what is a Demat account? Demat account is a possession of stocks in electronic form. Generally shareholders are called Demat account holder, and the company which provides you Demat account, they are just like your custodians. So you have to choose your custodians very carefully. Any good bank or stock holding corporation is reputed custodian, so you can choose those companies only. What is a physical form of share? Can you possess 50 physical form of shares? Yes, you can possess 50 physical form of share, but generally more than 97% of the shares are into electronic form, because once you are going to transfer a share from physical to electronic form, it will take months, at least 2 months. So you may lose an opportunity to sell the stock at the right price because you will at that time get involved in official transformation from physical to electronic form. So it is better to keep the share in electronic form but with some good company. The next term is long-term capital gain. Long-term capital gain is on stocks is specifically if you are going to hold a stock for more than 12 months, then it will attract long-term capital gain. Long-term capital gain is 10% and short-term capital gain below 12 months is 15%. If you are going to sell a stock before 12 months, it will attract a 15% of tax. If you are going to hold it for more than 1 year, it is going to attract 10%. And this period is different for different asset class. For stocks, it is 12 months. For real estate, or it may be 36 months. That you can check with your CA. Now, what's the record date? When you buy a stock, company, if it is going to distribute dividend, if it is going to distribute bonus, or if they are going to split the stock from 10 rupees to 5 rupees, they put a date. This is the date. Those who are going to find the owners on that particular date, they will be eligible for that dividend. So you have to make sure that you send your stocks to the company before the record date in order to get that benefit. So there is a term called ex-dividend. When the company has announced payment of dividend and then there is a record date, so between these two time periods, shareholder should transfer the stock. But generally it has been seen that the price of the share, it slowly increases by the same amount the company has issued a dividend. Let's suppose a company has issued a dividend of rupees 5. So if stock is trading at 90, it will start moving towards 95. That 5 rupees, this stock is going to put as a dividend. So when the record date is over, after that, it will come down by 5. Going back to the presentation, now we are at step number 4. Fourth step is how we identify years of a consecutive dividend increase. That you can see, I have shown you that case, Ashok Leyland, how consecutively that company was increasing its dividend from 45% to 150% over last 5 years. So you have to see these kind of stocks. The next step is determine if the company has stated a dividend policy. Already I have discussed with you. When you're going to see the balance sheet, there you will try to find out whether the chief of that company, MD or chairman of the company has stated something related to dividend. If he has said something related to dividend, you will get good piece of information. Then the next step, if you find that your stock is doing well, now you have to understand what is the company's business model. If you want to stay with that stocks for years, you have to invest some time to understand how this company is doing, from where they are making money, what they do, how they do. These all things you have to understand. That means you have to understand their business model. You have to understand how their revenues are coming. Now the 7th part, when you will start looking at the revenues, you will understand whether company's revenues are going up or they are coming down. If they are coming down, what kind of plan they have made for the company to revive. Then on that basis, you have to investigate the growth of the company. Let's suppose the company say that I'm going to go for 6 to 8% increase in the revenue for next year, increase in profit by 10%. Then you will get an idea, and at the end of the year, you will find out that whether they have made 10% profit or not. If they are able to meet the targets, then things are going fine. If they are struggling to do that, that means something is wrong with the company. Then you can review that stock and think about what to do after that. Now the next step, you have to find out the dividend payout ratio and earnings and the cash flow. Cash flow, which is free reserves that the company has. Dividend payout ratio is how much dividend they are paying from the earnings. As I told you, they have got earning per share of 6, EPS of 6. That means for every 1 rupee, they are making 6 rupees as profit and 3 rupees they are distributing as a dividend. So dividend payout ratio is 3 divided by 6. 6 rupees they earned, 3 rupees they have distributed. 3 rupees they have kept it for the emergencies. So with a company which is doing like that, which is not paying 100% of the earnings as a dividend, that means they are keeping it for bad times. During the bad times like this year, they might either increase the dividend, or if they're not made earnings, still they'll able to maintain the dividend from the past savings. So this is very important for you to see. That we'll see also in our stock list, that whether a company is paying 100% of the dividend or they are paying a part of that and rest they are keeping it with themselves for the times to come. Then there's a last step, is you have to evaluate how much company is owing a debt and cash. What is the ratio? That's called debt to equity ratio. Generally, it is seen that debt and equity both has to be 1:1. If the company has started its business with 100 CR and 100 CR is a debt, that is okay. If the company has taken 500 crore as debt and 100 crores equity, that is something to worry about. Like some of the companies recently you have seen, they failed miserably because they have taken lots of debt. So whenever some company has gone beyond the fundamentals, they have become aggressive, they had to pay the cost. So as an investor, you have to understand this thing, how much debt the company is taking. And one more thing, you have to see whether they have pledged their stocks or not. So if you are taking a loan by pledging your stock, then there is something wrong somewhere. So one should avoid these kind of companies, because our objective is to get dividend. If the company is buying debt, then definitely they have to serve that debt also. There are many companies, they are called credit rating agencies like ICRA, CARE, CRISIL, Modi, Fitch, S&P. These people, they evaluate, they keep an eye on the company. And if the company has taken more debt, they will downgrade its ratings. Generally, good companies, they will have A, AA, AAA kind of rating. And triple B, like it's okay like. And anything double B, B, C, D, they are risky companies. Now we'll see those here. Highest safety, low risk, all are AAA, 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 AAA. All the agencies like Indian Rating, CRISIL, Brickwork, CARE, ICRA, everybody has got a AAA. High safety with low credit risk, AA. Low risk, A. Moderate risk, BBB. And below that, you will see that risk is increasing. There's a moderate risk of default for BB. So why should we go for this company? Any company which has got a rating of BB has to be avoided. BBB again has to be seen with suspicion. Definitely not to look at B, C or D. So that's how you will going to judge the rating of the company. Now let's come back to our sheet which we started. I will again recap certain things. Face value is ₹1. See that few companies have got face value ₹10, few have got a 5, few have got 2. So different companies have got a different face value. So that why I have put that face value here is because I would like to see how much they are earning on this value, earning per share. Ashok Leyland, face value ₹1, earning per share is 6.9. So that means they are earning 7 rupees on every 1 rupee, and out of 7 rupees which they are earning, they are paying 3.05 as a dividend, and around 4 rupees they are keeping it with themselves for the future needs. So maybe during bad times they will maintain their dividend, or they will this time not go for 300%, they might go for 200% of dividend. That will be only possible if you are earning more and paying a part of that. I hope this part is clear. Face value, 7 times they are earning, 3 times they are distributing, 4 times they are keeping it with themselves on the face value. Now the second part, look at this. Book value of this stock is 37.42. That means if you are going to dismantle this company, every shareholder who has invested ₹1 initially, he will get 37.42. And if you have invested 47.9, you will get back 37.42. Now price divided by book value is your PB ratio. So this is your PB ratio, 1.28. Remember I told you, if a stock is below 2 as a PB ratio, that's the time to buy. So this is 1.28, one should buy. If it goes above 4, that's not a time to buy, it's time to sell. Yeah, you can recall that. As I told you, you will have to see the record, historical record of the dividend, 45%, 95%, 156. You will find out these kind of stocks only. CRISIL rating is AAA for this stock. CRISIL rating good, credit rating good. Growth you can see clearly. Earnings, half of them is given as a dividend, half is for the bad times. So this stock is looking very good, and dividend yield is 6.37. At certain time dividend yield was 9.2. When price will go down, like when it was at a low 33 rupees, at that time when price is low, if you are buying at 48 rupees, somebody might have bought at 34 rupees. For that person, the yield would have been 9% around, and you are having a yield of 6.37. Or you can wait for some time also. In few stocks you can wait also. So that's why I have published this data. You can find out the 52-week high, you can find 52-week low. What is the best dividend yield you have seen in this year, and what was the lowest yield you have seen this year? So all that information has been put into this place so that it is very easier for you to understand the things. I hope once you are going to watch this video again, you will understand all the technical terms and you will be able to decide very clearly which ones are the stocks I should be keeping it for dividend. So I'll take one more example. Another company is Bharti Infratel. On 20th, its stock was moving around 159.3. Book value of this stock is 74. So 74.44 is about 2.14 times the current value. During the 52 weeks, highest rate was 314 and lowest rate was 120.05. When the lowest rate was 120, yield was maximum 12.49. And then when rate went up to 314, yield went down to 4.83. As the price of the share will go up, dividend yield will come down. Another good company is Balmer Lorry. You can see this stock. Book value of 85, available at 104. PB ratio is 1.2 2, 3, they are earning 10 rupees, 10.7, say 11 rupees on every 10 rupees, and see that all the 11 rupees which they have earned, they have distributed as a dividend. Here, these people have earned 13 rupees and they have distributed 15. So from their previous cash reserves, they have given 2 rupees plus whatever they have earned. So that's how they made 15. Another good company which I'll explain it to you is Nelco. Nelco is 5 rupees share face value, available at 34. Book value of this stock is 60. See something strange. It is available below the book value. Tomorrow, if this company is dismantled, those who have invested 34 rupees, they are going to get around 60 rupees per share. So here price and book value is higher than the price, so this ratio has gone below 1. But the other part is they have made 9.7 rupees on every 5 rupees, and out of 9.7 rupees, 5.75 they have distributed as dividend, and the rest of the money they have kept it with themselves for the future need. Growth rate, you can see 40%, 50%, 114, 115. Good historical record you can see for last 5 years also, from 2011 to 15. Seems to be another good stock. At the current level, dividend yield is 16.86%. So that's how we shall analyze the dividend paying stock, and on that basis we will decide which stocks we should keep or which stocks we should sell. After every 2 years, after every quarter, after every 6 months, you should keep doing this exercise to find out where exactly your company stands, whether to carry on the stocks for next 6 months or not. So once you have invested, you will have to keep an eye on your stocks. So again, this is glossary at the end, which we have already explained. And with this, we close our presentation. Thank you very much for watching. Those who want to subscribe to my studies, they can take down the bank details. Stay fit. Thank you very much.